Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a short video on the stuff that is done to the car and probably talk about what the expectations are as well. So let's get started. Alright, so where's the best place to start from? Should we start from the left, then go right, start from the right, then go left? Should we do it by system, so turbo, fuel, piping? All right, let's just start from this side right here. All right, so right here I got this Amazon catch can, pretty decent, pretty small, pretty cheap. Can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I mean it gets the excess stuff out the engine, so can't complain. I would recommend a catch can because at first I was like, that shit is useless, but then when I started seeing the amount of shit that gets in there, I was like, yeah, it's a good buy. So I'm gonna recommend you get a catch can if you don't have one. Alright, next to the catch can is this guy right here. So Pulsar Turbo Systems. So I heard about them online. Started seeing a couple cars running them, and then I was like, alright, I'm gonna look into it. So this one right here is a Pulsar 3071R. It's not the biggest, not the smallest, pretty okay size. This is a 1.8 liter engine, so I feel like it should be a okay size turbo for the engine. This is my opinion. I could be wrong, don't quote me. Nevertheless, this is what I got. For the fittings here, it came with fittings, but I think I had to get this line. I got this off Amazon. It comes all the way across and down to the bottom down there somewhere. So this feeds the turbo with the oil, and down below here is the oil return or the oil drain that goes down into the sump. This turbo is also being water cooled. As you can see, I have this water line. This one here goes down into the block. I don't know, I saw a podcast, I think it was Street Alpha, and they was talking about turbo systems and water cooling turbos, and I was like, you know what, take that advice, I'm gonna try that shit out. So we are water cooled. Right. Connected to the turbo is a manifold. Now this is a log style manifold. This is eBay. Spent like $100 for it. I would say not too bad. The only thing is you do have to do a little bit of porting on the insides because where the turbo bolts, the flange is not really rectangular enough. So I had to do some port matching there, but not too bad. I'm not gonna complain about it. I know I enjoy doing that stuff, so it's fine. Down here, let me check and angle this one better. That is a Summit Racing focus. Summit Racing 50mm wastegate, and there's a flange, adapter flange connected to it. Alright, so Summit Racing 50mm wastegate, adapter flange. So the wastegate is a V-band. The manifold was a 2 bolt. So I got a flange on eBay, and then I had to get welded to adjust to the size, so it works. And they're both coming through the hood. So I don't know, call it the screamer pipe because when the wheels get open, it just sound like it's screaming sometimes. But yeah, I have two sensors on the back here. Now these are both widebands. So the one on top is AEM wideband that goes inside for the gauge. The one down below is a Bosch 4.2 LSU wideband that goes inside the for the ECU. So we have the both sensors reading. All right, so we covered this side. Down here, okay, let's just come right here. Piping focus. We had to get custom welded pipes. This is not a regular bolt-on turbo kit or anything like that. So these are custom pipes. These were 2.5 inch pipes, so not the biggest, but not the smallest. I think it was like 2 inches or stuff like that. I've seen guys with 3 inch pipes. I think I've seen like three and a half. I'm not sure. These are just 2.5, so it pushes the air. I think it might be okay for the stuff that we have. It's not a big turbo. It's not a big engine. It's not big power. So 2.5 should be fine. This is a 3 inch intercooler, so at least a little bit thicker. It's also a bit higher. When the bumper's off, you can see like the full size of it. It's a good size in the cooler. That's also Amazon. So piping was Amazon. Just got it welded. Coupler came with the pipes and all the clamps and all that stuff came with the pipes. And it comes all the way over here. Goes into this Summit Racing blow off valve. So that's like the twin for the wastegate. Got it both Summit Racing, both black. But yeah, this is a nice blow off valve. I saw these. I think I saw Ravon had one on his car. I think his was like a TL tile. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, so a friend of mine had on his. I saw it. I was like, yeah, I like that. So I think this is like a replica, whatever. I mean, it works. So who am I to complain? All right. So over here, I did pour this throttle body a little bit. I don't think you're gonna see like any gains like that, but I don't know. I was bored and I felt like porting it, so I did some porting. So should be nice. Uh, right there we have a low dollar motorsport. Let me try to focus. Right, so this is a full bar Mac sensor. Whoa, full bar map sensor. Yes, full bar map sensor. It connects to the harness for the regular map sensor through a jumper that I got from Tunes. So that's that. Right. ECS student coils. The inside I have BKR7 spark plugs. Not too fancy there. Here we have the 034 Motorsport billet fuel rail. Now this car originally was a returnless system for fuel, so I had to convert to a return style. So in the tank we have a uh, 345 or something like that. 340. Yeah, so you have a 340 AEM fuel pump that comes through dash 8 AN fuel lines all the way up to the billet rail that feeds into these 630cc injectors. These are Simon Decker's 630cc injectors. Then continues into the dash 8 into this Evil Energy fuel pressure regulator. Then it's a dash 6 back to the tank. So this was originally a returnless system, so we had to convert it to a return style. So I had to drill the top of the tank and stuff like that, made some bulkhead fittings to work. It worked out, so far so good. We have the Mac valve. I think most people run this valve anyways for boost control. So this is a 3-port Mac valve, boost valve. Currently, it's not on any duty right now. It's like basically off. I am running like just the 9 pounds from the wastegate springs. So haven't really used this as yet, but probably in the near future. So that's that. So that's basically it for this vehicle. A couple gauges inside, nothing fancy or anything. So yeah. Alright, so the goal for the car is to do 14.0. Hopefully I could probably do that this year. Uh Yikes. I missed the most important part of the project. The most expensive, the most fanciest part of the project. So let's get back to that real quick first. The ECU is Ignitron ECU or Ignitron. I'm not sure it's pronounced. I say Ignitron. I think it's Ignitron. But yeah, so this controls the engine and all that stuff. So that's my fanciest tool right there. Fanciest thing. So can't complain. Right, so the goal for the car, like I said, 14-second pass. Uh it's nothing too fancy. Try and keep it simple as possible. I feel like the simpler, the better. That way, you don't overcomplicate stuff. Hopefully, I could get to run the 14.0 this year on the stock motor, and then matter of fact, no, you know what? 14.9 to 14.0. Once we hit 14.9 as a goal, we feel complete, and then I'm gonna save up and try to get me like some rods and stuff. I think the weak point in this engine is the rods, and then I think someone said the valves are soft or some shit like that. So I'm gonna try to get me a semi forged block. So I'm gonna go stock pistons, rods, bearings, head studs, and then stock head probably, and then eventually just upgrade. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep the car for or how far I wanna go with the car. But in the meantime, I'm just do what I had to do. Try to see if we could go probably 14s and 13s, then eventually probably 12s, and then might get a V8 or something after. But yeah, you know how it goes. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for looking. Leave a little like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Trying to grow the channel, see if I could get better at posting, do some better content. And then when I start racing the car, I'm gonna have more stuff to post. So enjoy the rest of the day or the night or whatever you're watching this. See you on the next time.